Before he became the most polarizing figure in modern politics, Donald John Trump was just a boy from Queens. Born on June 14, 1946, in the New York City borough, Donald was the fourth of 5 children raised in one of the wealthiest homes in the area, but his upbringing was far from typical. His father, Fred Trump, was a strict, domineering figure, a self-made real estate mogul. Fred was known for building thousands of homes in Brooklyn and Queens, but he was also known for cutting corners, being investigated for profiteering during World War II, and later sued by the federal government for racist housing practices. Fred was obsessed with winning, wealth, and control, and he passed that obsession down to his son. Fred didn't just raise Donald, he trained him, molding him into someone who saw compassion as weakness and success as dominance. Donald's mother, Mary Ann McLeod Trump, was a Scottish immigrant who arrived in America in 1930. She was quiet, elegant, and traditional, but often emotionally distant. She reportedly doted on her son, but Fred was the one in control. Family members said that Fred belittled her behind closed doors. Growing up in a 23-room mansion, Donald was surrounded by luxury, but also by emotional coldness, entitlement, and fierce competition with his siblings. He learned early that love was conditional and winning was everything. Even as a young boy, Donald's teachers said he was loud, arrogant, and unruly. One of his early instructors described him as a bully, obsessed with attention, and uninterested in rules. He disrupted class regularly, threw erasers, and even hit another child with a wooden block. By the time he was in middle school, Donald was already earning a reputation. He bragged constantly, claimed he was better than others, and often picked fights. One yearbook photo even labeled him as ladies' man, though classmates say he was mostly just obsessed with image. He showed early signs of narcissistic behavior, lying, manipulating, and using people. He craved praise, rejected criticism, and sought revenge on anyone who embarrassed him. At 13, after repeated behavioral problems and threats of expulsion, Donald's parents shipped him off to New York Military Academy, a decision they called discipline, but insiders say it was more like damage control. There, Donald didn't become a leader, he became a bully with authority. Reports say he physically dominated weaker cadets and bragged about being smarter than the teachers. He was a star athlete, not because of teamwork, but because he hated to lose. These early years weren't just childhood memories. They were the foundation for who Donald Trump became, a man shaped by wealth without empathy, discipline without compassion, and success without integrity. Long before the presidency, long before the scandals, there were warning signs. In the next episode of The Undocumented Truth, we'll explore how Donald leveraged his father's millions, evaded the draft, and manipulated the media to craft his image as a self-made billionaire, when the truth was anything but.